Welcome back to the channel. Now, let's dive deep into ZBCN. And I don't mean just dipping our toes in and talking for 2 minutes. I'm talking about zooming out, stepping back, and really looking at where we are in the grand big picture view of Zebec. This isn't just about the last couple of candles on the chart. This is about understanding the structure of this move, the psychology of the market participants, and the timing that separates those who get rich from those who get wrecked. This is not financial advice. Always do your own research before investing in any cryptocurrency. All right, picture this. We're looking at the weekly chart, the high-altitude view. Forget the 5-minute chart noise for a moment. From up here, the patterns tell a story that's bigger than a single pump or dip. And what's that story? The story is simple. Zebec just broke out. This isn't some random green candle. This is the official start of a fresh bull market. I'm not sugarcoating it. Whether you're a believer or not, the chart doesn't care about your feelings. Now, let me be clear. This is not like those other coins that have already had their glory days. If you're holding stuff like Kaspa or some other garbage that had its cycle and is now just bleeding out, sorry to say it, but in comparison to what ZBCN is setting up for, they're going to look like sad, tired memes. Zebec is on the other side of that spectrum, alive, running, and ready to melt faces. Why do I say that? Simple. The chart just broke into a fresh bull market. Not a sideways chop, not a fake-out rally, not some influencer-pumped move that dies in a week. This is a structural breakout, and timing matters. If you understand how to position yourself right when a chart breaks into a bull market, and equally important when to exit when it tops out, you don't just survive this game, you thrive in it. That's the game plan. Get in at the right time, get out at the right time, and in between, ride the wave without overthinking it. Too many people read endless white papers, half of which are written like bad toilet paper ads, obsess over every partnership press release and think that's the alpha. No, that's the noise. The real alpha is price action, timing, and discipline. The accumulation phase and the breakout. ZBCN has one of the most beautiful accumulation to breakout setups I've seen this cycle. For roughly a year, it built a rock-solid accumulation range. Think of it as the coiling spring before the leap. Then in just 2 weeks, boom! Leg one of the move exploded. That was your first impulse wave, starting inside the base and finishing at the top of that leg. If you follow Elliott wave theory, and yes, what I'm about to say is pure speculation, not financial advice, then you'll know that markets tend to move in 5 waves, 3 up, 2 down. And in a bull market, those up waves are the ones you want to marry, while the down waves are just the annoying relatives you tolerate because you have to. By my count, ZBCN already completed wave 1, leg 1, then had its corrective wave 2, the pullback that shook out the weak hands. And now we're inside the legendary wave 3. Why wave 3 is where the magic happens. For those new to Elliott wave 3 is typically the longest, strongest, and most profitable move of the entire cycle. It's the one that turns early believers into legends and latecomers into bag holders if they chase too high. This is the sweet spot, the money-making zone, the part of the movie where the hero starts winning big before the twist. I believe we started wave 3 around early July, and if my read is correct, the target zone for this move sits somewhere between 1.3 cents on the conservative side and 2.5 cents if we get a 1-to-1 extension on a log scale. That's just the technical side. The narrative and liquidity influx can push it even further. Yes, there's risk. Yes, it can fail. And yes, the market loves to humble traders who get cocky. But probability-wise, wave 3 is where serious upside lives. Drilling down, the smaller waves inside the bigger wave. Here's where it gets a little more advanced. Inside this big weekly chart wave 3, there are smaller Elliott waves happening on the daily chart. You have your own mini 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 within the bigger wave. Think of it like a fractal, the same shape but smaller scale. Right now, I think we're inside the smaller wave 1 of this bigger wave 3. It's been a bit choppy, not the cleanest move, but that's normal in the early part of a leg. Once this mini wave 1 tops out, we'll likely see a corrective wave 2, short-term pullback, and then we enter the third of the third, which is where things go absolutely nuclear. That's the phase where we break all-time highs, attract the herd, and where the FOMO wave brings in fresh liquidity. And if you've ever seen what happens when a low-cap coin breaks into price discovery, you know it's not for the faint-hearted. Potential price outcomes. For me, the most bearish price target this cycle is 10 cents. That's the worst case if everything still goes right number. But if momentum stays hot, if Bitcoin dominance plays nice, and if liquidity keeps flowing into alts, then 50 cents or even $1 isn't out of the question. Does that sound crazy right now? Sure, but if you've been in crypto for more than one cycle, you've seen coins do far stranger moves. And remember, markets don't move on what's reasonable. They move on supply, demand, and emotion. Trading strategy around ZBCN. Now here's where I want to talk about something a lot of people miss. If you only trade one coin, even if it's ZBCN, you're going to miss opportunities, lose money during its chop phases, and emotionally attach to it like it's your childhood crush. That's dangerous. While ZBCN is setting up beautifully, the reality is there will be periods where it goes sideways, corrects, or consolidates. In those phases, smart traders rotate into other high-momentum plays. That's exactly what we do in our trading group. We trade liquid, low-risk cryptos that can be entered and exited easily, collecting USDT during those quiet ZBCN phases. Then, when ZBCN gives us a new breakout setup, we load in again. This keeps our capital working instead of sitting idle, and it stops us from staring at one chart like a lovesick teenager waiting for a text. The emotional game. One of the most underrated killers of profit is emotion. I've seen it 100 times. Someone nails an early entry, rides the price up, but instead of taking profit, they get euphoric. They start thinking it's going to the moon forever, and then they round-trip their gains right back to break even. This is why having a clear, structured plan matters. Knowing your entry, your targets, your stop-loss, and sticking to them is the difference between walking away with life-changing gains and sitting in the corner muttering about manipulation while staring at a red chart. Bigger picture outlook. Zooming out even more, the overall crypto market is in one of the juiciest spots it's been in for years. Altcoin season indicators are flashing. Bitcoin's holding strong enough to give alts room to run. The macro backdrop is volatile, yes, but volatility is where traders thrive. For ZBCN specifically, the technicals line up with the broader market cycle. If we do get the third of the third move I'm expecting, the next couple of months could be explosive. But as always, the market doesn't owe us anything, so we manage risk, we stay nimble, and we take profits along the way. Final thoughts: ZBCN is showing the kind of setup that, if played right, can be career-changing for traders and investors. But it's not a guaranteed lottery ticket. The game plan is simple. Identify the wave structure. Enter in the early stages of impulse waves. Rotate into other plays during consolidation. Manage risk like a pro. Never let emotion override the plan. If you can do that, you put yourself in the top 10% of participants who actually extract money from this market instead of donating it back. So, smash that like, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you don't miss updates, and if you're serious about learning this game, get involved in a trading community that knows how to navigate both the pump phases and the dead zones. We'll keep tracking ZBCN's Elliott wave counts, targets, and key support resistance zones right here. Until then, stay sharp, stay disciplined, and remember, the market rewards the prepared, not the hopeful.